All right, now sharing my screen. All right, what is going on, people? As you guys know, in this video, I'm gonna be reviewing my watch stocks to watch for this week. I'm gonna be talking a little bit about what to expect this week. The first quarter ends tomorrow. We entering Q2 on Tuesday. What to expect with Liberation Day, April 2nd, all that kind of stuff. And of course, break down my I'd say 10 to 12 different tickers that I'm looking at this week. One thing just to start out with, just to highlight, one thing you guys do need to know is I'm gonna pull up the S&P 500. We're also going to be I think we're 70 days into the new administration right now, so we're going to be 90 days in the next few weeks. And after that, I think the markets will get a little bit better, but of course that's speculation. So, like I said, one thing to know is Wednesday is April 2nd, which is Liberation Day, which is the day that all the tariffs and all that come into effect. So you're going to be wanting to watch, what you're going to be wanting to watch what you're swinging. Really, you're going to have to be very careful, cautious, because sometimes it's buy the rumor, sell the news. Sometimes it's more doom and gloom. Sometimes it's okay. Now the tariffs are in place. Other countries are going to announce, what they want to do in regards to battling against America's tariffs. Or let's call it the clapback. So just beware if you are trying to swing anything. If you're up couple 100% of your cup, up 60-70% Monday, Tuesday, I'd say definitely be prepared to take your money and run with it, because it's not going to be pretty. I say Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe even Thursday. It's not going to be pretty. So yeah, right now, like I said, I have the S&P 500 on the screen. Obviously, you can see that we're at we're at the lows of the year. Pretty much, we're close to the lows of the year, right? We bounced around 547.79. That was the lows of the year. Right now we're at 555, right? Considering the fact that we were up at 611 at some point this year, we've sort of real heavy. But one thing I will say, which is real important to know, especially when it comes to just stocks overall and the market overall, is the cheap can always get cheaper, right? So we always encourage, buying near the lows. We always encourage buying low and selling high. We always encourage those things. But guess what? People might say, "Oh, SPY's at 555. We're near the lows of the year. Time to get calls." Guess what? Not always the case, right? Not always the case. The cheap can still get cheaper. If we look at the Nasdaq ETF QQQ, right? Nasdaq has suffered the worst actually from the Dow, the S&P, and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq has been the worst. So QQQ has been the worst, right? So we see we're at 468. We've dropped all the way from 541. Honestly, trust me, like eventually, yeah, we'll be okay. But right now, we're suffering, and again, we can still suffer more, right? We at the lows of the year. We're near the lows of the year. Think about think about your levels here. Think about your levels, really. Look, this is QQ, right? If I zoom out, just because we're at 468 right now, it doesn't mean we should rule out 450. It doesn't mean we should rule out 424. So we could still go worse in April. We could still go worse in April, okay? So, like I said, for those who just joined, Liberation Day is Wednesday. So everyone's going to be watching out, see how this how this tariff implementation comes into place. Friday will be the March jobs release, so we'll find out the unemployment numbers on Friday. We'll also have, I think they give the numbers on private payroll, job openings, NFP, all that is this week Friday. So there's going to be a few different bits of news as well, and then obviously there'll be some stocks reporting earnings this week. Nothing crazy. I think it's pretty much a quiet week for on the earnings front, but there is other bits of news, of course, like I said, which are gonna affect the markets this week. So to start off with, I'm gonna start breaking down my stocks to watch. Right? I'm gonna start with the big hitters and then go slowly into the smaller stocks. So first and foremost, I'm gonna go with Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon stock, right? So right now, So the yellow line here is my level of support for Amazon, 189. I'll be honest, I fully expect us to reach that level sometime this week. It could be tomorrow, it could be Tuesday, it could be on Wednesday when the Liberation Day takes place. But I fully expect us to reach 189, which is the lows of the year as well, the level we wicked off of a couple weeks ago. Now, what I'm trying to see is a pattern similar to this period we had in the couple weeks during first couple weeks during March, right? A bit of consolidation before we pushed higher. If we can start to see some like a bottom form out or any kind of reversal pattern, any kind of indication of reversal, I will start looking at April calls for Amazon. I do think it has a little bit more lower to go. I don't think it'll be too crazy unless the markets overall are extremely crazy. But like I said, 189 is my real next level for Amazon. And if not, like if it goes past that, I would say I'd say 184, maybe 186. 184 to 186, maybe that's the next level to look at. But yeah, I'd say another $4 or $5 drop for Amazon. Then I'm really expecting it to bottom out. But of course, beware. Like I said earlier, the cheap can always get cheaper, so don't rule anything out. Next up, I'm gonna go with Nvidia. Right. So Nvidia, a little bit of a similar story to Amazon. It suffered. It's near its lows of the year. Now, ironically, obviously Nvidia is a little bit different to Amazon. Nvidia, I'll be honest, if Nvidia can touch $100, we can see a reversal. If Nvidia's still in this kind of free fall range, I'm not really sure in regards to levels before $100. So again, we're at 109. $99 is the next level support for me. If we flip bullish around 105, that's a possibility. So I will draw a line there, around 100, maybe just the bottom of these candles, 106, 105, 106. We might flip bullish there as we did back in March. But if not, I fully expect us to drop to that $100 level. Nvidia's been Nvidia's been a bit of a slow burner, right? We look at this year, first week of January, we're at 152. Few days later, we're down at 130. We rise again. A few days later, we're down at 113. Rise again. Every time it's pushed up, it's sold off, right? And we're trying to kind of see when we can finally see it bottom out again. 106 might be the next level. If you go to the weekly chart on Nvidia, right? I have had these two trend lines. And if I extend this trend line a little bit more, maybe Nvidia goes to this again, this $100 level before it bounces. Let's wait and see. That's from the weekly chart. But again, this is a stock. If I had to give a right price prediction for the next week, 105, 106 would be my price target. To be honest, and if it gets worse, then of course $99, $100. And then another tech stock I had on my list is Snowflake. So all of tech is falling. Falling right now. All of tech has suffered. If you pick up the daily chart on Snowflake, similar story, right? We're below all the moving averages. We're pretty bearish. It's pretty much a put setup, but again, we have fallen off the last few days. Just beware of this level right here, the lows from March, right? 146. If I had to draw a level of support, right here at the bodies of these two candles on the daily chart, 146, 147, right? If it does break that level to the downside, look at the gap over here, the pre-earnings gap, all the way down to 132. Don't rule that out, right? You can look for puts for I'd say 140 put for maybe April 11 or maybe April 17, something like that. If it falls below, let me get my 4 hour up, right? 4 hours clearly bearish. Yeah, I mean, if we break the low from last week, right? Expected to drop a little bit more to 147. So let's say if we break below 148, 148.40, 147. $145 put would be good, and then sell around 147 if that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, if we break the lows of last week, you know that $148 price point, then look for another dollar drop, and then it'll probably be a 30-40% return. But yeah, get in on the 145 puts, I'd say. Walmart is also on my radar. So Walmart is kind of interesting, right? On the 4 hour, we've had these periods of consolidation. But before that period of consolidation, at the beginning of March, we had a crazy $14 drop. Now we've had these drops here and there. Let's look at the daily chart. It's the consolidation I'm talking about. Squeezing in between the moving averages, but once again, you kind of got to watch what the rest of the market is doing. But Walmart does have that setup where it's like consolidating for maybe a bigger move to the downside, right? The only other move which is slightly similar to this was over here, but again, that move is a little bit different in comparison to this. But still, you had a little bit of consolidation on the daily and the 4 hour over here too, where it dropped. We had a bigger move downwards. Okay, someone is making me. I hear my. Hold on. Which moving averages are those? The 9, the 21, and the 200. Okay. Okay. I already did Snowflake, Walmart. One of our favorites in the Discord, Palantir. Okay. Palantir, let me see. Daily chart. Palantir daily chart, right? So the interesting thing to watch on Palantir daily chart is we've got that hammer candle, and then we've got the moving averages preparing to cross to the downside. Now, until we really touch the $75 price point, right? I wouldn't be confident in seeing this move back up to those $100 levels and beyond. I wouldn't be. If you look at the weekly candle from Palantir, we finally closed below the moving average, right? We failed to the week before we failed to break above. We got the hammer candle. This week we got a big body, big red body. We got the outside bar, and we also closed below the moving average. Expected to pull back on 79, 75 before we find some stability. Maybe where buyers might step in. This seems to be a level. This seems to be a level where buyers like to step in. So just watch that level for Palantir. But yeah, I'm expecting it to drop out down to $75. This is a growth tech stock, so it can get pretty volatile. Again, this $75 level is a key price zone, key price level, in my opinion. So do watch for the push down to 75, especially if you want to swing. Um, their next earnings is in May, so that doesn't affect it now. And of course, long term, I think this would be $130, $150 stock. I think it's got plenty of upside, just like HIMS, which we'll talk about next. But right now, the opportunity is to short it to the downside, right? Right now, I think if I had to put my money on, where this goes in the next week, I'd honestly say I'm confident of seeing Palantir at $75 again, especially if the rest of the market is bleeding. So yeah, we talked about HIMS and hers, right? So here's HIMS, similar to Palantir. It's broken below the moving average. It's above the 200 moving average, so that's still fine. But when it does bounce, wherever it does bounce, it's got a nice long way to go to the upside, right? We had a bit of consolidation here before the move higher. I rejected the moving average, sold off. Again, the bounce back is going to be nice. So HIMS, I'm not actually looking at puts yet. I think, well, of course, with the 8% drop on Friday, it's fallen far. Of course, it can still go cheaper. HIMS is the one I'm going to be watching though for the upside when it does occur. So maybe it's going to bounce above the moving average. Maybe it starts to bottom out and consolidate. Whatever it does, I'm waiting for the opportunity to the upside with HIMS. Is it still looking really bearish? From the last 6 weeks, we've had 5 red weeks. So I'm not looking at calls yet. But if I want to get into HIMS right now, I'll be looking to get into HIMS when it's showing a sign of reversal, right? That 4 hour chart is nasty, daily chart's pretty nasty. But like I said, I like the potential of the upside here. When the market does, I'm not saying flip bullish, but when the market shows more signs of strength, that $38 price point, almost $40 price point would be nice. Up here, 38, 38, $40, those couple levels, those couple price points, I'll be paying attention. Let's just put it that way, okay? And then long term, I think it's also a good investment opportunity because it's under $30 right now. I think, honestly, I think this is, if you look at it, if you zoom out again, yeah, we hit 70 or six, yeah, $72. Cool. I think we go higher than that, you know. Over last year, think about it. Over the last year, it's up nice. Well, this is March last year, right? It's $14, $15. It's almost up 100% since where it was last year. So I don't think it's a reason to panic. I think it's a long term opportunity. And for those who don't know about Hims and Hers, they be doing those, oral weight loss and all that kind of stuff. Different. They've so with Hims, they got a good opportunity because a lot of their stock movement relies on news, right? If they're providing, medicine pills that can help you drop 15 pounds within a month or whatever, yeah, and then they announce this kind of stuff, yeah, it's gonna fly, it's gonna move. If they make ads where they announce, oh yeah, for our customers, we can achieve A, B, and C in the next 5 years, or we expect to achieve A, B, and C in the next 15 years. Yeah, this stock is gonna move. That's what kind of happened back in January, February, right? So the first step for them is always, or for those of you who want to trade Hims, get into Hims, first step is always to look out for the news and see, what's going on with their news. That's one that does ride nicely on news, and then when it does, yeah, it can fly. So let's just see when Hims finally bottoms out and finds some level of support. Finally, buy a step in, and then of course, like I said, watch that $38, $40 calls. Yeah. Then was my next one? Marvell, which I put in the chat yesterday, right? So Marvell is pretty simple. Everyone knows right now, tech sector is pretty bearish. Semiconductors pretty bearish. Marvell, same story. Trading below all the moving averages. This is what I'd say is in free fall. Next level will be around $53. Will be bottomed out before you went higher last August. Marvell is, let's see, Marvell is at where it was, yeah. Marvell's lower right now than it has been in the last lowest has been in the past 7 months, right? So I still think it can fall a little bit further. Another $10 drop, $10 drop, which is what I want to see. If the Nasdaq does continue pulling back within the next week, I will look at Marvell puts. And again, if I'm looking at Marvell puts, I'm looking to swing them. The intraday movement, price action, let me see. Intraday price action, yeah, you can day trade it, right? Cool. Big drop, $3, $4 drop, another $3, $4 drop the day before. Yeah, you could do that each day, but why not just swing the setup, the clear setup that it's got, right? It's following a structure, a pattern. Right, this is the 4 hour, right? It's following a clear pattern, right? 4 or 5 days of red. We had the false breakout, and now 4 or 5 days of red. This for me is a nice swing setup. If I get the weekly chart out, close below the moving average, this is what we like to see if you want to short something. It's had a few rough weeks, and it can still get worse for Marvell. Let me know if there's any questions right now. All right, no questions. At least not I see. Yeah, which moving averages are those? That's it. All right, cool. All right. Pull up my list again. Okay, SoFi. SoFi. So the thing with SoFi, it's a little bit like, it's a tiny bit like Hims in the way that with some good news, they'll push, I love the stock long term. I think it's a great company for the long term. But short term, they are suffering. They're just a bit of background. It's a stock that which is $11.85 right now, so $12. Back in August, it was $6. Oh, wait, that's not August. This is August. $6.72. Okay, so yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. it can still get to $25 next year. It can still do all that, but right now it's suffering. Right. One of the things I always say about these stocks, all of these stocks, the cheap can always get cheaper. So if we see $11, if we see $10, if we break below the moving average, and we will break down, we get down to levels of what, 11, 12. If we see further downside, get back to this area of $9, it is a possibility. If the rest of the market is selling off, SPY selling off, the banking sector is selling off, financial sectors suffering, yeah, then we can see, you know, we can see some low levels for SoFi in the next couple of weeks. Again, for me, I like the company long term, so I would definitely be looking at shares around these price points to add more, to my position. But again, don't neglect, no, don't ignore the fact that no matter if you buy now, if you buy shares of SoFi at $11, if you buy 10 shares, you put in $100, don't be surprised if it drops more, and then in a couple of weeks it's $9. So SoFi can still get cheaper. SoFi still got some downside, but when it does rise, when it does have its good days, it has real nice price action to the upside. So again, if you want to trade it, trade shares. Sorry, if you want to trade it, day trade it to the upside. If you want to trade to the upside, day trade it. If you want to swing it, I'm saying swing it down, because look, right, last few days, great swing opportunity to the downside, right? This is the 15-minute chart, so you can see it's pretty simple, right? If you want to swing it to the downside. If you really love calls that much, that's a day trade, right? That's a day trade. Look at the daily chart. I wouldn't get calls for a swing until, look, 4 red days in a row. I wouldn't get calls until it really bottoms out and shows a strong sign of reversal like it did here, right? All right. What did I have next? Of course, the mighty Meta. So some of you guys hit Meta this week, and Meta pulled back to my exact level, daily chart, right? 576. So Meta's another strong one where, hey, when it does get those moves to the downside, it really drops, right? These are the daily candles, big red bodies here, a couple big red bodies. The weekly chart, weekly chart's been getting killed for 6 weeks straight, right? 4 hour, you can see how nasty it flipped just last week, Wednesday. Again, $25 drop on Friday. When Meta does drop, it can continue dropping. So my next level is 569, but then the next big level is 550. So watch for Meta puts for a swing. I know it's a popular stock. I know it's a great company for the long term, but short term, it's looking real bearish for Meta, right? It's looking real bearish. Like I said, I've got my level of support. My level of support are near the 200-day moving average, but it's still got potential to move to the downside. So yeah, just watch Meta as well. Now, the next stock, I want to bring this up for a great reason. You guys know what the reason is. Ticker symbol is APP. APP. So, yeah. Actually, let's start with weekly. Right? Had a couple good weeks. This week, just died. You guys saw Thursday. Crazy red candle, right? Every single time we thought it was at the lowest. I'm gonna go to the 5-minute chart just for this. There we go. So we consolidated, broke down. Consolidated, broke all the way down. Right? Here we go. So we went from 326, my level of resistance, down to 305. Everyone thought the move was done. We missed it. The same consolidation we saw here in the opening 90 minutes was the same consolidation we saw in a 2-hour period after the first big drop. So this was the first drop, 2 hours of consolidation and chop, and a second big drop. Now if I go to the daily chart, right, I'm like, yo, nasty hammer candle there too. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch the app for the drop opportunities, but also the upside opportunities. I see another $20 drop for this. I see us coming down to the moving average, near the level of support I have written. Honestly, when you catch app, and I'm talking about a day trade. When you catch app, that's a money maker right there. But you got to catch it at the right time. Again, you got to be a bit patient with it intraday. But when it does work out, it works out nice. And the thing is, if you're scared of trading it and stuff, that's fine. But just always know that, you know, these kind of stocks is the ones, in my opinion, you want to day trade, right? It's a little bit difficult to swing trade it because of the drastic price movement and how volatile it is. But intraday, yeah, that's a day trade. That's a day trade setup right there. So use it, use it to your advantage, especially for those of you who have time to day trade, right? If you're not in meetings all day and if you're not busy all day and all that kind of stuff, yeah, just watch for stocks like app, you know, because hey, when they move nice. I'll tell you that. All right, what's next on my list? Oh, Microsoft, MSFT. Right, so the setup is pretty clear with Microsoft. Right, similar to a lot of these stocks, pushed up a couple weeks, got rejected by the moving averages. You see a doji candle and a big red body. That's the daily chart. Weekly chart, you see the big red candle, the outside bar, and yeah, I think the fact that we're at the lows for Microsoft makes this a little bit easier to trade. Right, we at level of support. Obviously, as you guys know with stocks, either we bounce, we consolidate here, or we drop. So yeah, let's wait for the first move. This one's a bit more patient. You wait for the first move. We start breaking below the level we're currently at. Let's bet more downside. Let me zoom out for you. Look, so previous resistance is now a new level of support. Back in December 2023, 378 was Microsoft's resistance. Now in March 2025, 378 is Microsoft's level of support. So where we previously hit and sold off, now we could bounce at this level. If we break below, expect more downside. Expect to drop maybe to about 363, so not like a $15 drop. Just putting that on your radar, just putting it out there for you guys. Microsoft has a nice little setup, you know. Yeah, this is probably a day trade for me. It's probably a day trade for me, to be honest. Okay, let me see what stocks you guys have for me. I think that's all my stocks. Let me quickly check. Obviously I've missed this one. Two of them, Robinhood and UPST. So Robinhood, I expect more pullback, especially if the market sells off in the next couple of days with the ahead of Liberation Day on Wednesday. Robinhood, yeah, $35 would be my price target for Robinhood. I'm not yet bullish, but when I'm bullish, I expect a nice push. Even long term, like, look, let me be honest. If I could pick a few of these stocks for long term, HIMS, Robinhood, CELH, AMD, long term, great stocks. Palantir, great stocks. SoFi, like I said, great stocks. But right now, take advantage of those drops. The next level will be that $35 level, and then honestly down to 30, between $28 and $30. So yeah, I'm looking at Robinhood puts. I think get the weekly chart up. Yeah, there we go. I thought so. So we're in and around the moving averages on the weekly chart. But again, let's say you really badly wanted to get calls on Robinhood, right? Wait for it to fall off a bit. Wait for it to continue pulling back a little bit, and then get your what, $45 call, $50 call for end of the month or beginning of May. I think those ones will be nice. We're in a little bit of a tough spot, as you saw on the weekly chart, with a bit of a tough spot. But if we do break down if we do break down, yeah, we're going down to 36, 35, 36. We're going down there. The February highs we're at $67. So, and then the March lows are $35. So we could drop to 35 and then push up to $67 at the end of the month. Yeah, that's a possibility. But again, the key level of support, it's down here, $35. It's down here, you know. They announced a few days ago that they're gonna start delivering cash to. I don't even know who they're delivering cash to, but they're going to be delivering cash to people. I think that's just hype. I don't think it's the news that's going to make the stock go crazy. But yeah, it's another stock which I think is an $80, $90 stock by the end of the year. So we'll see, obviously, if that comes true. We'll see. Robinhood is such an interesting stock. It's such an interesting company. But yeah, we'll see how it fares the rest of the year. But yeah, short term, bearish, not yet bullish on it. And then the last one I mentioned was UPST. Before I get into you guys' stocks, UPST. So I like UPST. There's another tech company, but more involved with finance. So UPST, right? It's a bit like Microsoft. We're near the lows, right? We're near the lows where it consolidated. We break these lows, we got more downside. We've got an $11 drop on our hands. But beware, because look, last time we were at these lows, back in November, so 4 months ago, we shot up all the way to $85. Now, keep in mind they did have earnings in that period, but before that earnings, they was already up. So just beware, if we start to reverse, we start to see more bullish momentum, we start to see buyers stepping in. Hey, UPST could get back to that little gap, the gap right here, back up to $65, right? It could also get up to 55 before we go to 65. So just beware, UPST, once it catches some fire, once it catches some heat, it could be on its way. So yeah, I'm looking at UPST as well for puts, but once we break the lows, boom. But yeah, if it don't break, just watch for it to start catching momentum, get in on a nice overnight swing, some money there, some money to be made. Now let me look at the stocks you guys suggested that I should look at. Now you can start dropping them in the lounge chat. So QQQ, I've already done that. Then we got Visa, Google, and Apple. Visa, ticker symbol V. Visa looks kind of nice actually on the daily chart, weekly chart as well. Visa's looking pretty good. It's got that upside. Yeah, we can get back up to that $33 level, then back up to the highs from March, around $34. Yeah, Visa's looking pretty good. I like that. So Visa is one that I could potentially look at calls. Crazy inverted hammer back in the middle of March, and then it just flew. Steadily uptrending. So Visa is nice. That's a good one to look out for, actually. If you can drop that one in student charts, that'd be great as well. Visa, Google, and Apple. Yeah, more downside here. Just like Microsoft, Amazon, more downside for Google. I'd say a $7 drop to 147. Last few days it's kind of just sold off. It's pulled away from the moving averages. Yeah, Google still got some more downside. You said Apple, right? Apple's approaching my level of support, 216.97. That's all I can say. Wait for it to hit that level because it could push up. Look, Apple is still a little bit bullish when the rest of the market is selling off. But once you break my level, I'm expecting the downside to really kick in. So yeah, thank you for putting that on my radar though. Apple looks good. Once we break that low, we could see this nice 208, 210 again. Tesla. Keep dropping those stocks for me to look at. Tesla. Oh. So, weekly chart I'm going to show you for Tesla. Crazy inverted hammer. Crazy. You know, they try to push the price point up to 293, and they knocked it back down to 263. You know, Tesla suffered this week. It had this nice little run, and it sold off heavily. You know, crazy. Gravestone doji as well on the daily chart Thursday from Tesla. So Tesla, I'd wait to see it continue breaking to the downside, and then yeah, I think I think it's got potential to drop all the way to two from here to 242, 226 for the rest of the market. They had a little push up when Elon and Trump did a little collaboration, but to be honest, Tesla should be getting smacked down to 200. For those who are long term investors, don't worry though, because you know what? You're just back at the pre-election lows. That's where we are right now, or we were to pre-election lows. So it's not too bad if you're a long-term holder. This isn't like the cheapest price ever for Tesla. No, it's died off from the highs of 485, but it's not the cheapest price ever for Tesla. No, not at all, not in any way. Any other stocks you guys would like me to review? Drop them in the chat. It's the same. It's the same setups that we all see. You know, we've got more pairs of eyes on it, then it helps. It helps. You know. I know the futures gang are active right now, which is cool. You know, they're trying to get that futures money. Make sure you check out the futures chat as well. You said GE and City? GE. Yeah, got the close above the. Sorry, got the close below the moving average. Ooh, we got that nice price action here. Just kind of. We could start to form an inverse head and shoulders here. If it starts to push up again a little bit, we could form an inverse head and shoulders. Okay, weekly looks. So actually, I would wait for this one because, like I said, from here we could form an inverse head and shoulders like we did back here. I would wait because it could push up a little bit. So I'd wait for this one, GE, before I do anything. Citibank or Citigroup. Yeah, bearish. Bearish, Citigroup, bearish. Moving averages diet. Yeah, kind of just crossing to the downside. Daily chart shows you those 3 red candles in a row. Yeah, Citigroup looking bearish. Citigroup looking bearish. You know, so good looks for that one though. Any other stocks you want me to look at right now? Reddit. Puts on Reddit. We're at the lows. Once you break that, oh, Reddit's gonna sell off more. Yeah, Reddit looks dead. Reddit looks dead. Reddit looks dead. Reddit looks dead. Look like it's ready to fall off again. Unless it's forming a base. Yeah. Uber, ASTS. Man, this guy got all the stocks. Yeah. Daily looking weak. Weekly is looking a little bit stronger, very slightly. 4 hour telling us more downside. Expect the $3 drop from Uber. You know. Yeah, bearish as well. A lot of these are just bearish stocks right now. The market is, yeah, ASTS. The ASTS you can just see from the weekly chart. It's just been struggling. Let me draw this for you, the weekly chart. Running from the highs to the lower highs. Actually, you know what? Hold on, let me do this though first. Bottom of this, just above this right here. So yeah, let me just pull that in a bit more. Okay, there you go. Expecting it to come down a little bit more. SWK. Thank you for putting that one up. I've never heard of this stock. Stanley Black and Decker. Oh, so it's Black and Decker. I didn't even know Black and Decker had a stock. Okay, this is cool. Weekly chart is bearish. 3 red weeks back to back. Below all the moving averages right now. Bearish indication. Daily chart, we had a triple top. Oh, this is a great pick. Hey, shout out you. This is a great. We hit one top here, two top here, three top, triple top, and sell off. Yep. We zoom out. You can see this has come a long way. Right? $108 down to 76. Last time we were at 76, 78, we formed a base. We're now below those levels. So yeah, it could have some more downside. You know what? It's a good one. Thank you for this. It's a good one. Thanks for putting this on my radar. It's a nice one. Yeah. I want to look at Oracle. Oracle is very bearish. Dying off. Dying off. Oracle is dying off. Yeah, Oracle's suffering. I'm still going to suffer more. Yeah. Oracle's got that nice setup. Set up ready to drop. Week up. Daily chart. 4 hour consolidations drop. Oracle's got a nice pattern to the downside. So yeah, like I said, um, one of my first stocks I mentioned, Palantir, right? I'm looking at that $10 drop this week, guys. Palantir puts are on. They're on. They are on. Just make sure you use them. Get in on those. You want to short something? Short Palantir. Nasdaq is down. All that. I'll be honest. The start to this week looks bad. It looks bad. It looks like it's going to be a tough start to the week. It's going to be bearish. It's going to be puts. I wouldn't be surprised if market drops 1-2% first day of the week. It's looking bad. It's looking bearish. So just beware, especially for those of you who like playing calls instead of puts. Just beware. And market going to drop to start the week. Futures down. Nasdaq already down. Some of these stocks already down. Um, if I pull up Yahoo Finance, here we go. S&P futures almost down 1%. Nasdaq futures down over 1% already right now. I don't mean to cause fear and panic, guys, but hey, woo, wow, yes, bad to start the week. Red start to the week, guys. Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. That was gonna be my last stock for today, Oxy, Cause yeah, but yeah, woo! They're getting ready for Liberation Day, guys. You got tariffs. You got tariffs coming in. Job reports coming in this Friday. The first quarter of the year is over. Wow, wow, guys! It is gonna start. The week is gonna start. The week is gonna start real bearish. Yeah, it's good that we just talked about all this. It's good that we just talked about it because look now what's happening. NQ. So yeah, Oxy not as bad as the rest, but it's also going to get a little bit bad. I'd expect it to pull back to like 48.51, maybe hang around the moving average for a little bit, potentially bounce. This is not as clear a setup as the other ones. It's above the 200 moving average. It's below the 921. They are getting ready to cross to the downside. Yeah, Oxy looks bad, but not as bad as the others. So I wouldn't really get in on it. But yeah, like I was saying, markets are down right now. Nasdaq down, bad. SP down, bad. The Dow is bad. I like it because everything we just talked about is still in effect. Everything we talked about is about to come true. So yeah, any other questions in regards to the market? I've looked at all the tickers I'm going to look at. I'm definitely let you guys know, what I'm getting into. But of course, don't miss out on your chance to get into stuff too. I'm telling you, it's so much setups. It's so much setups. So all right, folks, that's it from me. If you guys got questions, just check in the chat. I mean, just let me know in the chat. I'm be active for the next few hours. Um, yeah. If you ain't got the stock option start back, grab. Oh, sure. It's the very last one. Then got a bit of consolidation coming, forming. All right. Got the inverted hammer. We got that 117 level. Hey, if we hold at the 117 level, we could hold and move a little bit higher to that 119. We finally broke out a nasty range, and it looked, yeah, this one could move higher, which is funny enough. We got a lot of wicking action up here. Wicks, 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 wicks. To try to push it higher. To try to push it higher. Yeah, I like this. I like this. I like this though. Yeah, XM looks nice. Just let it pull back a little bit, I'd say. That 170 level, I like that 170 level. But yeah, if we can go from 117 to 119, think about it. If the price of oil increases this week, you get the energy sector moving higher. Obviously, XM going to move higher this week as well. When they bring in those recession fears, hey, the rest of the market though, rest of the market going to drop. XM ain't going to be affected really, but the rest of the market, hey, when that tariff news comes in, it can get scary, guys. It can get real scary. Again, I'm gonna just touch on that Palantir. It's the third time. Palantir can get real nasty. Palantir can drop, guys. Palantir can, woo, yeah, it can get bad. It can get bad. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Let me know if you got any questions in the chat. Let me know if you guys enjoyed it. Yeah, that's it from me, folks. So make sure you drop a like on the video, comment, share, whatever. Subscribe if you ain't subscribed to the channel. All the recordings get uploaded to the YouTube channel. That's it, folks. We ready for a new week. Let's get this money. Appreciate you guys. Love and support. Have a good Sunday. Bye bye.